short spell as a research fellow at the University of Amsterdam, before moving to the University of Leicester in 1977. It was on the 10th of September 1984 that Jeffries made a revolutionary discovery. While examining an X-ray film image of a DNA experiment, he happened to notice that the DNA of different members of his technician's family showed both significant similarities and significant differences. Jeffries quickly realized the importance of this, that individuals could be identified by the unique variations in their genetic code. Every person has their own genetic fingerprint. This means that any genetic material, such as hair, skin cells, or bodily fluids, could now theoretically be matched with the person from whom it came. When Linda's body was discovered, a pathologist was called to the scene. During the course of their examination, they noted matted seminal stains on the vulva hair, something that would later come to be highly significant. After she'd been identified by her stepfather, a post-mortem was carried out. It was established that intercourse had been attempted and that premature ejaculation had occurred. Penetration had also taken place after this and prior to death. Semen was recovered from a deep vaginal swab. The official cause of death was recorded as asphyxia due to strangulation. The semen was subjected to a phosphoglucomutase (PGM) grouping test. It was also antigen tested and found to have come from a blood group A secretor. Someone from blood group A who secretes antigens from their blood into other bodily fluids such as semen or saliva. The science here is complicated. It's enough for our purposes to know that this meant that the killer was a group A secretor, PGM1+. This was the first breakthrough, as this description would apply to only 1 male in 10 in the UK. On its own, this information couldn't absolutely identify the killer, but it was useful as it allowed the police to eliminate suspects. Eddie Eastwood's innocence was confirmed in this way, for example. He was never really under suspicion, but in such cases the immediate family always needs to be checked out. However, they seemed no closer to catching the culprit. Leads came and went. Suspects were interviewed and allowed to go free. The investigation went on. Linda's body was finally released and she was buried at All Saints' Church on the 2nd of February 1984. By April that year, the number of active officers on the case had fallen from 150 to 8. The incident room was closed, and in the summer the inquiry was run down altogether. During the inquiry, 150 blood tests had been carried out, but they had all come to nothing. As time moved on, although the memory of Linda Mann didn't disappear from the consciousness of the village, it did dim a little. The fact that nobody had been held to account kept awareness of the murder alive, but equally the fact that there'd been no further incidents helped the tragic occurrences of November 1983 seem more distant. In July 1986, all that was to change in the most tragic of circumstances. Robin and Barbara Ashworth lived with their 2 children, Dawn and Andrew, in the village of Enderby near Narborough. They were a close, loving family. Dawn was 15 years old and had bright, expressive hazel eyes. She was not particularly academic, but possessed a strong artistic streak. To supplement her pocket money, Dawn had a part-time job working in a newsagent. At 3:30 p.m. on the 31st of July 1986, Dawn came home after work. She changed quickly and was about to head back out to see her friends when her mother reminded her that she had to be home by 7 p.m. as they were going to the birthday party of a family friend. As a result of this, Dawn decided to go to buy some sweets as a gift. When she left the house, she was wearing a white polo-neck pullover covered by a loose-fitting, multicoloured blouse with a white flaring skirt and white canvas pumps. She was also carrying a blue denim jacket. Dawn bought the sweets, and her friends last saw her at approximately 4 p.m. heading towards 10 Pound Lane, a country path that was a short cut between Enderby and Narborough. On her way, she called on several friends, only to discover from their families that they were already out. If only this had not been the case, an awful tragedy might have been averted. I have read of and been involved in many cases where chance has played a significant role in the way that events unfolded. It is a powerful governing force in all our lives and deaths. Dawn began to make her way home along 10 Pound Lane.